There we go. Right where they're supposed to be, on the windy side of the reef. Hey, welcome back to this week's report. It's been an absolute gas fishing on Mille Lacs already this season. You know, I've been doing a lot of pitching and ripping of plastics, paddle tails. You know, with surface temps being in the mid-50s, it opens up a lot of options for anglers. You know, guys are catching fish on crankbaits, they're catching fish pitching jigs, they're catching fish rigging. There's really no wrong way to fish right now. There we go. I've been pitching a lot of Northland Impulse paddle tails. As you can see, this one's the smelt color, but I've also been using a lot of the core swim baits and that green pumpkin, a lot of the natural colors to catch fish. And not only catching walleyes, lots of smallmouth bass as well. Let's get this thing back in. You know, the technique's pretty simple, is I'm just pitching and ripping jigs back to the boat, and you know, you pitch it out there, let it hit the bottom, rip it, let it fall, rip it, let it fall. And the biggest thing is that you're letting it sit on the bottom momentarily, and that's whether you're using live bait or plastics. And you know, you can cast along the edge of the reefs or you can drift. I'm kind of drifting down the windy edge of the reef right now, and then I'll just drive right back up, either with my trolling motor or the big motor, keeping that presentation away from the boat. You know, the one key element when the water temp's cool like this and the water's pretty clear, you don't want to be driving over the top of the fish. You don't want to be running your big motor. So I think that's why it's so effective to pitch jigs this time of year. There's one. There we go. Sitting right on that corner. Decent fish. And that's the thing, you know, in addition to catching walleyes, we're catching a lot of smallmouth bass, which is fun. I love catching them on any type of presentation, but when you're ripping and jerking swim baits, it's a lot of fun because they absolutely crush it. And they're all pre-spawned, so they all got that great big belly on them. Oh, that one was in the snout. Not a giant, but lots and lots of fun. You gotta love these spring water temps where the walleyes and the smallmouth are all mixed together. This is actually the second cast after that bass, and boom, nice looking walleye. Look at that. Absolutely inhaled that bait. Hey, if you're coming up to the lake this weekend, make sure you're bringing plenty of swim baits, plenty of jig heads. It's just the ultimate time of year to fish these plastics and pitch jigs. And really, you can pitch anywhere you want on the lake, whether it's rocks, whether it's weeds, it could be deep gravel, doesn't matter. As long as the wind's blowing a little bit and you're working the edges, a lot of times I'll drive around until I see fish and then I'll pitch on them. It's been a lot of fun. This year has been dynamite fishing on Mille Lacs, so you got to get up to the lake. Until next time, I'm Tony Roach, and we'll see you on the water.